let me show you this time how to use the panel cutter in a more fancy way with Sailflow 3.0. Once again, you upload Sailflow following the instructions. You select the tab. You see here the version 3.03. Please make sure that is the latest version, so you will have the most clean from bugs version you can. This is a Windsor sail, which I created for another example, and it's only there to show some special feature of the panel cutter. I'm now in edit mode and I want to go in object mode, which I do by pressing tab. Let me enable the screencast key. So you see also what I'm doing here. At the moment, this is still a surface, it's a spline surface. Okay, it's not a mesh, but we need to go to a mesh. So we go in object mode, we select the sail and we say convert spline to mesh. And now this is a mesh, not surprisingly. Now I want to get all fancy and have all kind of strange paneling out, which is not the case normally, but let's suppose that is the case. So let me take a path, which is one specific type of curve. Now it is here, you don't see it, but if I move it, you see it. I press tab and I go to edit mode and then I start moving it. And as I move it, you see that the curve get changed. Let me move the curve a bit on the top of the sail so we see it. Okay, so that is a very strange panel cut. Let me duplicate with Shift D, and another time with Shift D, and the last time with Shift D. Okay, so these are all curves at the moment, and they are not meshes. To be able to cut, they need to be meshes. So what I do, I select them all, and I press Ctrl G. They become one unique object, and then I go to Object. Then I go to convert curve mesh from curve. And now those are now also that one are meshes. You see the dots? It's important that these dots are bigger than the small square. We can have we can have maximum 1 dot per square. Okay. Let's cut the panel. So I select the shape I want to cut. Then keeping the shift press, I select the sail. The cutter shape becomes orange and the sail becomes more of a yellow. And then I press panel cut and I wait, because now with respect to the simple example I did in a previous video, this takes much more time because there are more segments in the cutter that need to be taken into account with respect to the sail itself. Once this process is finished, this sail will be cut in the panel to the shape that you have seen. Sometimes, as it happens in the previous example, the new edges created for making the panel are not all marked as seam. And that could be a problem in selecting all the faces within a panel. But then there is an easy fix which I showed before. Anyway, let's select the cutter and press H to move it away. I don't need it anymore. And voila, this is my sail and this is now cut and these are all marked as seam. I press 3, I am in edit object mode. I press a face inside the panel and I press L. In this case, the argument works very well because all the faces there is no unmarked seam in the newly created panel. Let me try here. Okay, they all worked very well. So let me transform this in a panel. Develop selected face. Distortion is very low. Very good. Develop selected face. Distortion is a bit high, but for this example, let's leave it. And develop selected face. Okay. The usual process, and here it works much better. Go back to object mode. I select my sail and press H, and voila. Those are my new panel. If you want to see how they look like in wireframe mode, that's it. Otherwise, this in solid, you take it, they're all now nicely flat. And using the process I explained in the other videos, you can now make your sail. There is no limit what type of shape you can do. The panel cutter will cut it for you, and that opens up to a million different possibility in sail design. Thank you guys. That's it for the moment, and see you to the next one.